Welcome back. Time now is 9:18. This week, of course, our taxes are due, and appropriate April is actually Financial Literacy Month. And boy, just to look at the numbers, we all need a lot of help. Joining us is Dr. Alan Cox from the Maryland Council on Economic Education. Nice to see you.
Hey, good morning, Deborah.
Gosh, when you look at the numbers, we have a lot of issues in this country.
We do, and you know, debt is one of the major causes of financial stress in folks' lives. We have unprecedented amounts of student loan debt, for example, and we're finding that the students who are accumulating that debt are postponing things like buying a home.
Oh, absolutely.
They're postponing things like going on vacation or buying a new car, and it's all because of the student loan debt that's really hampered them.
The credit card debt's nothing to laugh at either, more than $15,000. The mortgage debt, more than $155,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do we get into this mess? What happened?
Well, I think what's happened is, you know, today's financial world is very complicated. It's not nearly as simple as it was a couple generations ago. And people are making, you know, poor financial choices. And one of the things that the Maryland Council on Economic Education is trying to do out of Towson University is we're trying to make sure that teachers understand the content, therefore, and understand what is out there to help them teach students financial literacy, and then to be able to use that in the classroom.
So the idea is to get people when they're young.
Absolutely.
And so I was asking you, I said, have you always been good with this? And you said that you kind of had to learn it.
No, not at all. No, I think that I'm probably typical of most people. You know, one of the things that we try to teach teachers to teach our kids is that you have to start learning how to save and invest early. Because you get years and years and years of compounding interest. You get years and years and years of interest on top of interest, dividends on top of dividends. And I just saw recently Bankrate.com did a study, and they found that only 26% of people under the age of 30 have any investment in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, any kind of investment for the future.
So what age should you start with that?
Well, I think you start as soon as you start earning a paycheck. And if you can set aside some money every time you get a paycheck, it's called pay yourself first.
We're such a spending society, though, and that's what's happened, right? It's just that everybody just wants the next great thing. Look at the Apple Watch. Everybody's grabbing it, even though they have the iPad and the phone. I mean, we just like stuff.
And buying stuff is fine, but you have to realize that when you spend $1 on something, that means that dollar can't be spent on something else. It's called opportunity cost. And we start teaching that in kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
How about when people are a little older, too?
Absolutely.
All right, you have some tips for us, too. You said you're never too young to learn about finance. Advocate for your children to be taught about economic and financial literacy in school. Maryland's one of 17 states that require a course in financial literacy, correct?
Well, we don't require a course. We require that the content be in all the school's curriculum in public schools.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started at elementary school, and it's concepts that are very typical, like what's a budget, how to manage your money, saving and investing, how to avoid fraud and identity theft.
The basics, really.
The basics, yeah.
And you say this is something I always tell young people, keep up with the news.
Absolutely, because, you know, fiscal policy, monetary policy, what's going on in the world affects all of our lives.
All right, and talk through your financial decision making and think long term. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Well, thanks for having me.
I always need a little more on the financial literacy.
Don't we all?
Yes, thank you. Thank you much, Dr. Cox. And stay with us. Next on 11 News, John Kerry and your Sunday